Now, Trump decided to ban race related training, diversity training, aka white supremacy training. This was originally because of the fact that, of course, we have so much civil unrest with quote unquote police brutality, aka race soldiers executing unarmed black men, women, and children on a daily basis. And Trump has now decided to go ahead and revamp this so called diversity racial sensitivity training about white supremacy and ruling it un American. And here's the thing, right? I actually agree with Trump because the reason why I agree with Trump regarding this is because this this whole propaganda about diversity training, right? It was meant to skew. It was meant to align a certain propaganda and an agenda about white supremacy taught by white people and their version of what white supremacy is. So in other words, they have a slanted viewpoint about things. And that slanted viewpoint is completely unauthentic. Okay? Um, so, and the reason why Trump decides to call it un American is because, for one, you don't break the code of white supremacy by teaching others how to combat white supremacy from their viewpoint. You don't do that, right? But this whole white supremacy and racial diversity training, I didn't believe it anyway. It was all hogwash. These race soldiers will continue to execute unarmed black men, women, and children on a daily basis, regardless. And again, that particular training is slanted. It's from a myopic viewpoint from white supremacists. So, how can a white supremacist teach about how to combat against white supremacy, right? Or a suspected white supremacist? How can a suspected white supremacist teach about how to eradicate white supremacy? You know what I'm saying? What do they know about the black family structure, which is the one nucleus that can defeat white supremacy? What about making sure that the black father is continued to be in a black household to raise their children? What do they know about that, right? They know nothing about that. And again, that's just one aspect about defeating white supremacy is the black family structure, the black nucleus, and having the black father in the household. That's number one. That's just part of it. That's just part of it, right? Then you talk about black economical empowerment. What do you know about that? Black Wall Street, making sure that we get back to that. When we were back to Black Wall Street and the Jim Crow segregation era, we were at the top of our game. That's what we have to get back to, where we had our own everything. We didn't rely on anybody else outside of ourselves to maintain our resources. We need to get back to that. I've been saying that for the longest. Separation and reparations. Just that simple. Let us have our own. Let us operate our own. Right? Pay us what is owed to us. Because we have been, again, suffering, being mistreated, dominated, disenfranchised, subjugated for over 500 years. Right? So, Donald Trump is doing what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to protect the fabric of white supremacy by making sure and calling this particular diversity training, and racial sensitivity training, again, it's white supremacy training, as un-American. And again, I have to agree with him. It is un-American to the eyes of a white supremacist. You know, Donald Trump, he has no problem letting you know he's a white supremacist. He's been saying that every day, every day. So he's overt with it, right? He's overt with it. So you know, it is what it is, family. Uh, this particular this mandate by Trump is going to continue to empower his base. His base loves it. As you can see, reactions from people like Michelle Malcolm. She says, yes, finally, now cancel all public funding of college universities that are poisoning young American minds with white privilege critical race theory bullcrap. You got a, you know, conservative pundit like this guy. The days of taxpayer funded indoctrination trainings that sow division and racism are over. Under the direction of POTUS, we are directing agencies to halt critical race theory trainings immediately. On Tuesday, the president will abolish critical race theory in the federal agency. Tonight, he delivered this execution action is the first successful counterattack against critical race theory in American history. Tonight, we celebrate. So, this is exactly what the white supremacists wanted. You know, and they're doing what they do best. So, it is what it is, family. Those are my thoughts on that. Leave your comments down below, family. Till next time, signing out. Peace.